Hey everyone, I wanted to take a minute today to talk to you guys about applying the Jamberry wraps. I've done quite a few Facebook parties, but sometimes in those Facebook parties you don't quite get the demonstration that you need to put them on. But at the home parties that I've done, I found that it was really helpful for everyone to get to see how to put these on and then practice it themselves. So we're going to try that today. I have Cassidy with me. She starts school tomorrow, and so she's really excited to go to school with some Jamberry wraps on. So we're going to go start to finish with one of her hands today. Okay, so the first thing that you want to do is you want to shape all of their fingernails. For kids, sometimes it's a little bit harder, but Cassie's got pretty good nails here. But I noticed that, some of them just need a little bit of attention. So we're just gonna make sure there's no jagged edges at the top. It's good to have some overlap over the top of the skin, because then when you go to file off the tops of the wrap so that they fit the length of your nail, it's a nice even surface. Like I said, we're just going to do one nail or one hand, so this won't take too long. I also want to point out, if you look at Cassidy's nails, like, she's worn Jamberries a lot this summer, and her nails still look really good. So, okay, so after you shape the nails, then you want to have the kid, or whoever you're doing this for, yourself, you need to go wash your hands with soap and water. So Cassie's going to turn around, she's going to wash her hands. Okay, while she's washing her hands, I'm just going to go through some of the tools that you're going to need to put these on. You're going to need some kind of nail prep. Jamberry sells a nail prep cleanser that works really well, or you can also just get alcohol wipes from the store, whichever works best. To put that on, I use some cotton rounds. You also need to have a buffer block, a file, scissors, and a cuticle pusher, or an orange stick would work too. An orange stick would be one of these, if you have those. Cassie, do you use soap and water? Wash them good? Okay. Jamberry sells this really neat bag that works really well to keep all the wraps in, so I found that a lot. And then a heater of some sort. Now, I have the Jamberry heater. It works best, definitely, because it doesn't put out a lot of air. It puts out the heat. Now, you can use a blow dryer, but the thing with the blow dryer is it's going to put out a lot of air along with the heat, so that's the only thing about it. So you just want to have it on low setting so that you don't blow your wraps away as you're putting them on. Okay, and we'll talk about the wraps Cassie chose here in a minute. Okay, so now she's washed her hands and she's clean and she's good to go. So I'm going to use the cuticle pusher, and I'm going to push her cuticles back gently, especially since she's a kid. You don't want to get too rough with this. Now, Jamberry does sell a invisible cuticle remover. If you have trouble getting the Jamberry wraps to stick, that might be something that you want to look into purchasing, because sometimes there's those invisible cuticles that you can't exactly see. Like, you can kind of see on that finger that she's got some that would be helpful to use. And then they would stick better if you're having issues with that. Okay, so we've done that. Okay, now for kids, you don't want to buff too much, but we're going to just lightly buff her nails. All right, and so we've done the cuticle pusher, the buffing, the filing, and now we're going to clean the nails. Okay, this is a really cool one of those pump bottle things. So you just turn it to open it, take your cuticle around, a couple squirts, it doesn't take very much, and then clean off those nails. And then we'll let those sit for a minute, and it takes almost no time to dry. You can see your thumb's already dry when we just put those on. So we'll get that out of the way. All right, Cassidy, tell everybody what you chose to wear to your first day of school.
Finding Dory nails.
Finding Dory. Hey, Finding Dory just came out on Tuesday, and the shipping was so fast that I think I ordered it on Wednesday morning. No, I think I ordered it Tuesday morning, and it already got here on Saturday. So there is Finding Dory. Some of them have the Dory on them, and the others are just bubbles. So they're very cute. And these come, this is a junior. This is what junior wraps look like. The adult wraps, I can show you some of those in a little bit. There's less on there, obviously, because our finger's a little bit bigger. But that's what the junior wraps look like. Okay, so then you need to size these to your fingers. Cassidy, since she's almost 8, she can wear some of the adult wraps, but the junior wraps still work pretty well. They recommend the junior wraps for ages, I think it's 2 through 8. So we're going to start with that. So we're going to start with the thumb. And you're just going to keep it on the wrap, and you're going to hold it right over the top. When you put them on, you want to make sure there is nail showing on each side. So see, when I put that one on, you can tell that's the one she needs. It's not covering the absolute entire nail, because if it's touching skin on either side, that gives it the opportunity to come up and not stick. So we did this one, right, Cassidy? Mm-hmm. So you're going to cut that in half.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the one you want on your thumb? I didn't even ask her. Do you want the bubbles? Bubbles? Okay. Well, she wants the bubbles. So we're going to switch over to this one. You're going to cut it right down the middle. Then I'm going to use my cuticle pusher and use the opposite side. Actually, I'm going to start up my heater. So here I go. So the heater has a push button on it. Just push that button, get it started so it gets warm. Okay, I'm going to put that on there. You're going to put this adhesive side toward the heater for about 3 seconds. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, you saw that it just started to curl just barely when I pulled it off. Okay, when you put this on, you're going to line it up as close to the cuticle as you can, but not touching the cuticle. Then you're going to take your finger and start in the middle and smooth to each side. Okay, so if you look, you can see there's just a little bit of nail on each side, but it still looks good. And if you think about it, if you go get your nails done at the salon, they never get all the way to the edges either. So it's very similar to that. Okay, so that's as much as I do to start. Some people are ready to just file off the end and keep going, but I do all the nails before I do that. So, okay, we're done with the thumb. So now, how about we put the bubbles on the thumb and the 4th finger? How's that sound? Okay, so now let's find a dory. That one there looks good.
Yep.
So again, we're going to cut it. Oh.
Nope.
We're going to cut it in half. Heat up for 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. And we're going to line that up. Okay, so here's that one. Now, sometimes if they are too long on the top, so you can see there's a lot of excess, and that gives you opportunity for like fuzz and stuff to stick to it as you're finishing your nails. So I will just cut just a little bit off the top just to get it out of the road. It sticks to everything, of course, because they're very sticky. That's how they stick to your nails. Okay, so then we're ready for 3rd finger. We're going to do dory again. See, now, I almost chose that one, but see how that's too big? It goes over each side, so we've got to come back one. Do 3 seconds again. 1, 2, 3. It started to curl. Okay. And again, stick that on. Start in the middle, go the outside. Make sure you get all the way in. There's not that much sticking out over the top on that one, so I'm not going to worry about it. Okay, now she wants bubbles on her 4th finger.
Yep.
So find the size based here on the outside just to make things easier. Put that under the heater again. Spread that out. All right, one more. We're back to the dory ones. One, 2, 3. Okay, so now that those have been stuck on for a while, I'm leaving my heater on. Okay, but now that those have been stuck on for a while, the reason that I put them all on before I go back is it's been recommended that sometimes the reason the ends don't stick real well is because you're going straight from heating it to filing it, and that pulls it away from the edge. So I always do the whole hand, and then I go back to where I started to do the filing process. Okay, so you've got your nail on there, and you're going to take your file, and you're going to file down. Okay, so... And if you can see, that's what it's doing, is putting an edge there. And you may have to go back. Sometimes those outside edges are tricky to get to, especially on the kids. But then that is just going to peel right off. And then once your edge is off, I always take the heater. Now, when you're doing kids, put your fingers on each side of their finger so that when you put it in the heat, like 1, 2, 3, if it gets too hot, you can feel it. And so you can make sure to pull their hand out. And then I use the cuticle pusher to finish off because there could be bubbles, could be wrinkles. And I go from bottom to top and then go along the top, along the side. And there you go, there's a finished nail. So then same thing on these. Again, you can see how that just takes off the wrap. It doesn't take off any of your nail. I know, you know, people are like, oh, you're filing off the end of your nail. Nope, it just makes a crease, kind of like scoring it, I guess you could say. And then you can peel it off with heat. Can you guys see those? Aren't they cute? Okay, again, the scoring. And then, oh, this little spot in the middle. Peels off. Heat. Stuck on there. That one came off real easy. All right, and Cassie, put your hand out and zoom in on those fingers. Looky there. Much less messy than painting, and Cassidy can usually wear these things, I don't know, 3 weeks at least. She's usually asking me to take them off before they fall off because she's ready for the next thing. So she really likes these, and now Cassidy is ready to wear her Finding Dory wraps to school tomorrow. We'll do her other hand later. Real quick, before we finish up, I wanted to show you guys what an adult sheet looks like compared to a kid sheet if you haven't ordered before. This is an adult sheet compared to a kid sheet. This is one of the going, gone things I was going to show you. Here's some examples of some of the ones that are going to be discontinued. And today is August 21st, so if you're watching this today, it's the last day to order any of the Olympic wraps. So you'll want to do that. Okay, if you guys have any questions, comments, leave those, and I'll try to respond to those when I can. And I hope this helps you apply your wraps. See ya!
Please subscribe.